And today we have kind of a special thing going on. So we have my good friend Sir Stallion here with me, and not only is he a good friend, but he's actually going to be our new co-host. Um, I think he's just talking to somebody right now. He'll be right back. Other than that, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. We're gonna have a few topic discussions today about subclasses, social spaces, weapons, exotics, things like that. So if you guys are into that, stick around. And if you guys have any questions of yourselves, feel free to type them in the chat, or you can even leave them in the comments if you're watching this afterwards, and we will tackle them next week. Stallion, are you back there, Budsy? There we go. Stallion?
Hello.
Hi, Stallion. Alright, why don't you tell the audience a bit about yourself?
Well, I am the Sir Stallion, the official Sir Stallion. I'm not the official Sir. I'm Sir Stallion underscore the third on PlayStation. I am just Sir Stallion over. I like to do the things with the stuff in Destiny. I like playing Destiny a lot. Not so much these days because there's nothing to do, but I play it a lot. It's kind of sad.
Alright, well there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm just saying, I'm very knowledgeable on the game. All right, I feel like I can make a dent here. So, just for the benefit of my guys over on Twitch. By the way, everyone, we are streaming both on A-Dirk's YouTube channel. You can find him at A_Dirk on YouTube, and my Twitch channel, which, as I mentioned, is Sir Stallion.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll tell you a bit about myself, guys, over there. So I do YouTube. I play a lot of Destiny, even though half the time I don't want to play it. Yeah. I make a lot of videos. I do a lot of PvP. I also do trials with subs and things like that. So if you guys want to head over to my YouTube channel, A_Dirk, make sure to hang out sometime in game. Okay, that's
he does do trial stuff. He's not very good at it though.
No, not
Everyone
anymore.
knows I'm the better co-host.
I don't think so. I wouldn't go
So
that
yeah,
far.
just quickly, I am, in case Dirk didn't make it perfectly clear, I'm now a permanent fixture.
Yes.
Time to explain.
I,
I'm here forever. And one day, when we have enough going on for us, I'm gonna Zuckerberg A-Dirk and take it over myself.
Weren't you the one that told me not to do that to you?
Don't tell him I said that.
Yeah. Oh, Stallion. Alrighty,
Alright,
so
I'd say that's probably enough about us.
that's enough about us. So for first topic today, one thing that kind of wanted to touch on is the subclasses and how you think they're gonna work. Cause like in Destiny 1, we look at it and there's your OP classes. So you have your people are calling it Master Ace Titan, Master Ace Warlock, not the Hunter, because the Hunters, we're not gonna get into that. Coming into Destiny 2, already looking little hands. Looking at the Sentinel gameplay, the Nova Bomb gameplay, things like that. What do you think's going to be the top class, the top race going into Destiny 2?
I think that as of right now, people are most looking forward to the Sentinel. I think because of its versatility, because it has a little bit of everything. You have the charge if you need it. You can throw your shield. You can pull Captain America. But so I think that's the one that people are most looking forward to. I also feel like it's going to be the first one to get nerfed.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Which makes me a little bit sad.
Well, the thing, like, if we look at it, it also pops a bubble if you hold down your super. So not only can you pull out a shield and go all Captain America on people, you can pop a shield if need be. Like, it's the best support class, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. Well, I guess we don't actually know that for sure. It's the best subclass. It's the best support class that we know of right now.
Yes, that we've seen. It's actually, I think it's the only support class we've seen.
Yeah, that is true.
Because they took out the self-res, and so far we don't know if the Tether's making a comeback or not.
How do you feel about the Tether? Would you want it to make a comeback?
Not in its I don't want it to come back the exact same way. I want some changes. I don't want to see smoke grenades. I definitely don't want to see that. I don't.
Right.
I don't know about the super. Like, it was good, and if you were good with it, it was really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it needs to come back because we need something to shut down supers. If it's 4-on-4 constantly, and somebody pops a super, that's a major advantage on that person's team, right?
Oh, for sure.
So I
There's
feel like
also the fact that you'll be able to track the enemy supers
exactly,
below the score now.
which I'm mixed opinions on. Like, it's cool, but at the same time, I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, I played a lot of Titanfall, where you can see below the score whether or not the enemy team has their Titans, which for a game like that is essentially what the supers are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of nice because if the entire enemy team has their Titans on the ground and they're all running around and they're dominating you, then you know that it's a good time to pop your Titan and kind of try and even the score a little bit. I feel like it's going to be a similar thing with Destiny. You're going to see the Sentinel running around and you're going to be able to look at it and say, yeah, I need to pop my golden gun now, or I need to try and slam that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, oh, he's close to me, I should probably do something about it, right?
Right. And because it's smaller teams, it really does drop the responsibility on you as a player.
Yeah.
To do the best thing for the rest of your team.
Makes sense, makes sense. Now, we talked about Sentinel and how it's, so far, the best support. What do you think of the new Arc Strider? Because all it is, like, it's basically Blade, but looks a little bit better. What are your opinions on that one?
Unfortunately, I don't have many, because there hasn't been that much gameplay of it.
No.
Whereas there are videos of, 10 minutes of Sentinel gameplay, 5 minutes of Dawnblade, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But for the Arc Strider, it's just like, this is what you're getting, this is what Hunter's getting as their Arc subclass. End of story. We haven't seen a lot. I don't know how the grenades are going to act. I don't know how the super is going to be different from the Blade Dancer. Because if it's just the same but looks different, then I think they should probably just stop with Blade.
Well, so far it looks like it's got a little bit more range, and there is one clip that we got to see where the Arc Strider actually took down a Sentinel. So,
that is true.
That was interesting because that kind of shows that maybe this time around there won't be a Master Race, because maybe all the supers are going to be a little more leveled out. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Except for the Golden Gun. The Golden Gun really looks like, in my opinion, like it took a big hit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So I main Hunter. I love my Hunter. I will do everything I can to protect my Hunter. I am not going to be playing Golden Gun in Destiny 2 at all.
No?
Because it just looks... It looks watered down. As it is, Golden Gun is not the best class in Destiny 1.
Definitely
By
not.
far, it is definitely not. It's not even the best Hunter class in Destiny 1. And I feel like they're diluting it and making it worse while every other class is getting a giant buff to their respective subclasses. For example, Bubble Titans are turning into Sentinels. The Self-Res is turning into the Dawnblade.
A giant flaming
But the
sword.
Hunter... Right. The Hunter has currently 2 sparky little swords that you swing around and stab people with. And in Destiny 2, it's not getting revamped in any way. It's just going to be a sparky stick that you hit people with.
That is so true, actually, yeah.
And then the Golden Gun, what all the others, like, you got Striker, which has become slightly more powerful.
In a way, you kind of have to be more accurate.
It's a lot more
with it.
usable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's better. That's a good thing. And then you got the Voidwalker, which is improved in almost every way, and then the Gunslinger has been dumbed down.
Yep.
And made slightly worse. I mean, I appreciate getting more shots, but at the same time, if I don't have the range to use those shots, I'm not going to risk running in where there are 2 Striker Titans just so I can maybe get a shot off.
My issue is that just watching the gameplay, it does not last long at all.
Right, it's kind of like wearing the Active Phage Symbiote now. Like, you
Mhm.
get that extra shot, but you need to use it quick.
Yeah. Because, like, you have to it's not really a roaming super, in my opinion, anymore. Because you can't just do it the way the Sentinel does. Pop it and run across the map and get a kill. Like, you pop it, you need to shoot, like, right away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with Golden Gun is that, well, as of right now anyway, I guess, you have to be able to see the enemies, but you have no armor. So if you do see the enemies, you best hope that they don't hit you first.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all risk, very little reward.
Yep. That's definitely true with that. Now, with the other subclasses, because we were kind of talked about Night Stalker there,
Yeah.
do you think they're going to make a return? You know, Suns. I can't remember the name of them actually. We got
Sunbreaker.
Sunbreaker, Night
Storm
Stalker.
Trance, and
Yeah.
Night Stalker.
Now, do you think they're going to make a return, or do you think they're going to do all three new subclasses?
I would like to see something new.
Yeah.
Because the problem is the Dawnblade. I talked about this a little bit last week. The Dawnblade is very similar to how Sunbreaker is now.
Yes.
So it kind of feels like two enemies would have the exact, or two Guardians would have the exact same super.
Yep.
Which I don't think is good. I think there needs to be more diversity in terms of how the player actually plays, and there should be a reason that you pick Titan over Warlock. In terms of supers, not just for the Sentinel, but for all three subclasses and things like that.
That's very true. Well, one thing is, since we already saw that the Sentinel can pop a bubble, like the Bubble Titan, I kind of feel like the Dawnblade might be the same thing, and they might add something in there where you can use it as a self-res.
Maybe.
Because it is
Or at
already...
least you'll be able to pop Radiance and treat it as it is now.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like since they did that with the bubble, there might be a little more to it with subclasses.
Yeah. But again, that kind of leaves a wide open space for the Hunters. Because, you know, if Titans have the same abilities that they have now and more, and the Warlocks have the same abilities they have now and more, but the Hunters subclass is the exact same as it has now anyway, then there's nothing more to it. And I mean, I would understand the Sentinel, because it's like, here is a defensive, supportive class, but you can use it aggressively. Like, if you need to. You have a choice between aggressive and support.
Yep.
And I feel like with the Dawnblade, regardless of what way it would be used, whether or not it's the self-res or Radiance, or if it's the Dawnblade itself, they're both very aggressive. There's not really any defensive properties to it. So maybe if the third subclass they added for both the Warlock and the Hunter were a lot more defensive, so that they could actually have a place alongside the Titans.
Yeah, like looking at it now, I feel like that's not what's gonna happen though. I feel like we're gonna get stuck with another master race, which is gonna be Titan, and just see him as the support and attack. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But I mean, like, the main thing we have to look at is PvE for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because, in terms of raids, there's no reason to use Hunters right now other than Night Stalker. So you can get the extra damage with the tether.
Yep.
If that goes away, Hunters lose their usability. And if self-res goes away, so do Warlocks. So it's going to be all Titans all the time.
Yeah. Well, looking at the Nova Bomb, because we haven't talked about that much, the upgrades they've done to the Super, I feel like may come in handy in boss fights, because it looks like it's going to be doing a little bit more damage, considering it's the size of the moon.
But the main thing to kind of look at there is, are you going to use a single Nova Bomb on a boss, or are you going to use 6 slams? Or 4 slams, or whatever it is.
True. I don't know, I guess that comes down to how they design the raid. What they give you to do in it, what tasks need to be completed type of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I do think that regardless of what the activities inside of the raid are, each subclass should be on even footing, which they currently
Okay.
aren't.
No, they're definitely not. Well, also another thing on the Titans' favor for PvE is since we're getting rid of the intellect, strength, and discipline, we're giving it to armor, agility, and the other one,
Recovery.
recovery. Yes, thank you. So
The other one.
I have a feeling that the Titan's going to be more obviously surrounded by armor perks. So he may
Yeah.
even be able to tank more damage, which just gives you even more of a reason to run a Sentinel.
Right.
So
I mean, and with Titan skating still being a thing that you can do in Destiny 2, they're again going to be the tankiest and the fastest class.
yes. Now, one thing I'd like to see them do is since hunters are supposed to be agile and things like that, if they were to put some agility based stuff into the raid where only the hunter could reach it if he was at max agility or something like that. Like I feel like it would give it more of a team feel to it.
I think it'd be interesting if not things like only the hunter can do this, because you know, like back in year one, doing Crota, people were like, no, the hunter has to be the sword bearer. So it was like, I mean, the devs didn't design it that way, but the community kind of realized what was best where, and they forced it on the raid group.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be better if there were certain activities that were easier with higher agility, maybe faster movement speed, and then that was in the subclasses somewhere.
Okay, yeah, I could. That would be good. It would give it more
Like,
of
it would be
player
doable
feel.
as a Titan or a Warlock, but it'd be a lot easier as a Hunter with specific perks.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I can see that. Definitely see that. Okay, so going into our next topic here, actually, uh,
Yep.
we saw a little bit of the farm. We've seen a few of the
Right.
maps.
We have.
Looking at the social space, how do you feel about the farm being the new tower? Being the new place where we
Um,
start our conquest, or whatever you want to call it.
I
Our
like it.
revolution. Yeah?
And here's why. Because at the moment, it's kind of like with the tower, we were the newcomers.
Yep.
You know, at the beginning of the story, we went to the tower. They gave us a home. We didn't earn the home or anything like that. They were just like, this is where the Guardians live. So this is where you live. This is where you're gonna come for everything you need to do throughout the rest of this game. This is it. This is the
Kind of
social
like,
hub.
hey, we're giving you a mansion for nothing type of deal.
Right, and it was kind of forced upon us. Whereas the farm seems like it's going to be a lot more like we're in dire need of a place to call our own, and the Guardians procure and they make this place safe for any other Guardians or anyone else really, and everyone's on even footing.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I don't know. I just like that it's a bit more rustic. It's not as
Glamorous.
yeah, I guess I kind of always think of the tower as like a corporate building,
Okay,
and
yeah.
we get to go up to the top to visit the bosses, but that's it. We go up there, we get our orders, and we leave. Whereas the farm, everyone is just like, okay, we need to pull our own weight so that our community can survive. It's a lot nicer. It's a lot more welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are chickens.
I know.
I like
the chickens.
chickens.
I can't wait to screw around with the chickens in tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I know.
it's
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Oh, I keep forgetting.
It's
Dude,
tomorrow.
24 hours. Let's go.
Yeah, here comes the 24-hour stream.
Oh yeah, that's true. From release, from the minute of release, me and Dirk are both going to be doing a 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
We
It's,
briefly discussed it yesterday. He said it as a joke, and now somehow we're both roped into it. So,
Yep. And it feels
should be
like a
good.
bad decision, but
oh no, it feels like a great decision.
It'll be fun.
I'm gonna gear up. I'm gonna get some cup noodles. I'm gonna get some frozen pizzas, and I'm gonna get a lot of like lemonade. I'll
some
be good to go.
frozen pizzas. Oof.
Yeah, get some pepperoni, a little bit of jalapeno.
Hope you got a oven to cook those in.
I do actually.
That's good.
This isn't about my lifestyle. Let's talk about the farm some more.
Yes,
Chickies.
yes.
So what is the chicken situation, by the way? Like,
What do you mean?
do they just hang out, or can
Yep.
you take care of them? Are they your pets?
I don't think it's like a cat or anything like that, but
No, I'm thinking more along the lines of like I don't know if you ever played Sonic Adventure 2, but there were little
Oh, yeah, I
guys that you could take care of, and you would bring them like foods and stuff, and they would grow and they would develop different abilities, and you could race them against each other. I'm not saying we race the chickens and then bet on it. Actually, we probably should do that. We'd get so
we
much
should.
glimmer from Kay.
Yes, yes, that would be
He'd lose all the glimmer.
be an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Start racing chickens.
But no,
who needs soccer?
so they just
or
do they just
football?
hang out?
Yes, as far as I've heard, they just
Aw.
chill out there.
I imagine there's going to be something, like, you know how on some Crucible maps now, like, you can open shutters and things like that?
Yep.
I imagine there's going to be something where you can, like, throw down some chicken feed or something.
Oh, chicken. Yeah, just it's like your super.
Here you go, Barry, have some seeds.
Have
and
some
Barry the chicken
seeds.
just like, oh, it's delicious.
Block off these enemies while I take care of them.
Right.
Well, actually, talking about maps and things like that, if we look at the new Crucible maps, we've kind of seen a pattern in the layout. They look very similar the way they're, well, laid out. What are your opinions on them?
Right. Well, it depends which ones we're talking about in particular. There was the one, I can't remember the name of it, but everyone was playing on it at the reveal event.
I know what you're. Yep. I don't know the name though.
And that one reminded me a lot of some old Call of Duty maps.
Mm-hmm. It's
But I like it.
It's very 3-lane based, which is good for you know, competitive play.
Heavy ammo inbound.
It's also nice because it makes it a little bit more diverse than some maps right now, like Bannerfall, for example. There are really only 2 places you're going to find enemies, and one of them they're almost definitely going to be sniping.
Yeah, that's Bannerfall for you.
Yeah, I mean, and Pantheon, really. There's really only 2 lanes on that.
Now, we had just saw a glimpse, or not a glimpse, actually a full match of the newest map, which is the Iron Temple. How do you feel about that one?
So, okay.
Sorry, one
I
second.
love-
My internet's having an issue. You can keep talking though. The chat can hear you.
Okay.
I just gotta fix it really quick.
I love the design of the Iron Temple, but I guess I have a problem with the map because it just doesn't. It doesn't feel like it was designed to be a Crucible map. It was designed at the beginning of Rise of Iron to be the area that you go through in the very first section of the game to get to this new social space. And they've just kind of jammed points on it and made it a Crucible map, which I'm not a fan of. But at the same time, it looks good in terms of how it's going to play as a Crucible map. I guess I'm just going to have to play it and see what I actually think about it. The biggest problem right now is that obviously I haven't played on it, so I'll have a more definitive answer after the beta, which again is tomorrow, and I'm super excited. Since Dirk is sorting out his internet, just for right now, I'm going to address the chat. Kim, we are currently in the middle of a podcast, so I'm talking to Dirk, but his internet's being a bit silly, so he has to go and try and fix that.
Only 5 minutes left.
It's all good, though. As soon as he gets back, we'll pick up the questions and whatnot, and we'll get going.
Guardian down.
But yeah. Oh, and there was one other map which I don't actually.
Lost the lead.
I don't remember seeing a whole lot about. I do know there is a third map though, but I haven't looked into too much. I'm excited to see the different maps that we get to play during the beta.
Gains the lead. Guardian down.
But we'll see.
You're falling behind.
We'll see. Wow, that is taking forever, huh? I can't carry on with this without him. This is annoying. Screw the pooch.
Guardian down.
And how did I fuck up? I didn't do anything.
You're almost there. Guardian down.
Oh god. We need some sort of technical difficulty music.
Guardian down.
Syrup, huh? That's odd. Sounds like he's on his way back.
Fighting as one.
Sorry, but that one of the cords was a little loose.
Wow, you really left me high and dry there. I've
I
run out
know.
of stuff to say.
I'm glad you managed, though.
Yeah, I decided to engage my chat, which was one of our rules that we weren't going to do that until the end. So thanks for making
My
me break
bad,
that.
yeah. So going back to the maps,
Yeah.
like we were talking about with the Iron Temple one, what were your
Yeah.
opinions on that again? Because I didn't get a chance to catch any of them.
Pretty much what I said was that I've always liked the design of the area leading up to the Iron Temple,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't like. It doesn't feel like it should be a Crucible map to me. Took an area that people would recognize and go, oh, I kind of like that, and then they jammed a Crucible map into it. They forced it onto the area,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I like the way the mountain and everything looks. I just don't know how I'm gonna feel about playing on it as a Crucible map. I
Kind
guess
of
we'll see tomorrow.
Because of like what memory or like I used to come here third person and buy things, or just because
I guess it's
the
more
map
just
layout.
that. Well, it's kind of like when they released Bannerfall, right? And they were like, it's a map in the tower, but they didn't actually use the tower as
Mhm.
the social space for the map. They used a different floor or a different area or whatever. So it meant that even though you were at the tower, it was a different area.
Mhm.
You didn't feel like you were just running through the same halls doing the exact same thing. Like,
It wasn't
know.
something that you've already been. I understand what you're talking about.
yeah, it was. I guess I don't have a problem with them kicking up like old areas for new maps, but I do feel like it should be a little bit different, like a different part of the mountain that we're
Mhm.
fighting on. We can maybe see the Iron Temple in the distance, we can't actually reach it. You know?
Like if it was a mountain like next to it or something like that, and then you look over
or
and you
even
can
like
see.
there's like the whole thing with the what's it called, the thing you get in at the beginning of the mission. It takes you up on the wire. What's that
Oh
called?
yes, yeah, the gondola.
The lift, the gondola. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. That thing's broken now, so I think it would be cool if we were fighting around that area, but on some newfangled things that they had built up so that people could still reach the Iron Temple.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Whereas we're just going to be fighting on areas which should be safe.
Mhm.
I mean, not so much because of, everything that's going on in Destiny, but
Well, with them
You know.
adding it as a Crucible map, I'm kind of hoping that maybe we get to revisit it as maybe a story mission, like go back to the Iron Temple.
Fight, Guardian.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe-
salvage some stuff for Lord
Yeah.
Saladin, or try and find survivors or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that'd be a pretty interesting way of bringing back, like, recycling old Destiny 1 stuff, but doing it in, like, a good way.
Because I mean, a lot of people complain about them recycling content, but you can get away with it in this particular situation
Because
because
it's the same, it's a sequel, right? Like, you're gonna have...
well, not just that, but because of the events that take place, like everything's destroyed. We have to do what we can for the community to survive. We have to do everything we can in our power. So we will have to go back to these old places, which we know were safe at one time, so that we can, you know, restock and get new supplies and make sure that everyone's okay, everyone's safe. There's like a free pass to recycle old content because it makes the player feel like they're actually making a difference in the real, well, not the real world, but the Destiny world.
Yeah.
Whereas as of
Right.
right now, the story mode does not do that.
No, the story mode just makes it feel like, hey, I just got hired at a job, I gotta go do my job.
Right. And it's like every planet, it should be like, this is amazing, this is a brand new planet, this is unbelievable, we're
Yeah.
on the goddamn moon.
Like, this is something
But
I've never
every
seen.
mission is just like, here's a new enemy, kill it until it's dead. Like, okay,
Yeah.
what then? Like, find another enemy to kill until it's dead.
Yeah,
What?
there's...
That's not storytelling.
There's no real incentive type of... I don't know.
Yeah.
It all kind of relies on what they do now. They could make it so Destiny 1 actually was a good story, depending on how they play out this story.
Yeah.
Like, if they
I mean,
play
it'd
it
be
out
cool
like...
if there were like flashbacks and things to what was happening with some of the NPCs while we were out doing these pointless missions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what was Cade doing while we were climbing that tower trying to get his stealth drive?
Yeah, exactly. We never got to see that part. I
Or
think that'd be
if
cool.
we need that stealth drive so badly, what were Ikora and Zavala doing? Why weren't they helping us? Why did Cade not feel like he could go to Zavala with the idea from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
We really don't know a whole lot about the relationships between the NPCs, other than quite a lot of stuff between Shaxx, Zavala, and Saladin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could definitely put a lot more information into it, which would change, like, all of Destiny 1's story.
Yeah. If they play it right, we can actually get a whole story from Destiny 1 without having to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, Borderlands did the same thing. The first Borderlands game had little to no story. It was just go to this area, run errands for people, and hope that you get to fight a boss. And then with Borderlands 2, they enriched the story. And then with the third installment, the pre-sequel, which takes place before Borderlands 2, they kind of filled in the gaps that we needed to know, like how do we get to the events of Borderlands 2 on Pandora from Borderlands 1, which was just nothing. And
Yeah.
Destiny could definitely play it the same way.
Mm-hmm. Which I feel like they may do. Basically
I
because
mean,
of
if
one...
nothing else, it enriches the game as a franchise.
Yeah.
Not just Destiny 2 is better, but Destiny 2 tells us what we needed to know about Destiny 1, which makes me feel like I actually did achieve something in Destiny 1.
Yeah. Like, you didn't just waste your last 3 years.
Oh no, I've definitely wasted the last 3 years, but
There's
if I
no
can at least
getting around
pretend
that.
it was for something, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Oh. What was I going to talk about? Oh, yes. So we had different social spaces in Destiny 1. We had 3 of them. Tower, Reef,
Yep.
and Iron Temple. We only have 1 so far
What?
in Destiny 2.
4. Lighthouse.
Right, the Lighthouse. I forgot that was now a social space.
Yeah.
What ones do you think we're gonna have in Destiny 2? And, like, do you think we're gonna have more? Or do you think they're gonna stick
Yeah,
with just
I'm hopeful.
Yeah? Well-
Because the farm is, to my understanding, it's something that the Guardians have done to protect the community because all of the Vanguards are gone. Like,
Mhm.
they're all in their own different places, doing their own different things. So I think it would be cool if, once we beat the story and once we, you know, make Gary eat dirt,
Yep.
there was a new social space which was like the Tower 2.0, and it was all the Vanguards were back and everyone's back in the same place and everyone's safe and it's secure and it's not just a hole in the floor on some random world. Like
Yeah.
the farm is.
Well, that'd be good. But one thing I think would
But
be
we
like
need to bring the chickens.
we need to bring the chickens to the tower.
They need to survive.
One thing I'd like to see is, since all the farm is basically a safe place for the Guardians and humanity that are in that location, maybe when we
Yeah.
go to another location, we kind of build another safe haven for that
Right.
community.
I mean, even if they're just like small camps, like when we go to IO and find, is it Ikora at IO? I think it is.
I think it's Ikora, yeah.
Like if we find any, you know, any people, any survivors that tried to follow her there, and we build up a safe haven for them as well, and just like a little safe camp, if nothing else, just like. I don't know. I think it'd be a cool way to get used to the environment and everything. Is an introductory mission. It's like, this is the area you're in. These are the people you need to protect. Figure it out.
Well, one thing that'd be nice, since now we have different landing zones on each planet. I don't know if you knew that, actually. It was shown in one of the gameplays. Yeah. Since we have that, I feel like each landing spot could be like a little camp. With like vendors and stuff, right?
Right.
Which
And
would-
then you like leave it, and that's how you get into the real world patrol.
Yeah, exactly. You just kind of go there,
I'd be
there's
down
no
with that.
loading screens, and you just walk out of the camp, and now you're able to go do like patrol missions and stuff like that.
Right.
I feel like that'd
And
be
of
pretty.
course, you can go. You can go from each landing zone without having to go back to orbit every time, which is really nice.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's so far what they're doing with the maps and stuff like that. It's a really nice thing. I'm
I'm
looking
super
forward to
into
it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be an
that's for
adventure.
sure. Yes, which is what it was supposed to
think-
be.
That's the main thing that Destiny needs. Like, okay, here's the thing. You boil Destiny down to its core components and just like the cliff notes, essentially, of Destiny. We are zombies resurrected by a little robot who hangs around in our back pocket. We fight aliens, and we're able to fly around in spaceships. There are giant bosses trying to take over the Earth. We're the protectors. When we die, we get resurrected again by this little spark of light coming from this giant alien being, which we don't know a lot about, just that it brought good things for us. That sounds like it should be so amazing, but every mission is just, alright,
It's the same
let's
thing.
walk over here a little bit and kill some Vex. Let's walk over here a little bit and kill some Fallen. Let's not walk over here and get hoarded by Hive.
The battle won.
Yeah, it's literally just it's every mission's the same mission basically,
Yeah,
and every 4 missions you gotta kill a boss. Yay.
right. Well, I mean,
Um,
at the end of every mission, there is some sort of
Mini
boss
boss.
phase-ish.
Yeah.
Like, there's either an actual boss, or there's like a horde mode, where you have to just take on all the enemies trying to stop you from doing whatever you're doing, whatever menial task you're doing. There are a group of enemies trying to stop you, and it's just like, but why? Why are they trying to stop me? What's their motivation? What's my motivation for not letting them stop me?
Yeah. That's definitely one thing that Destiny 1 lacked, was giving you a reason why, because it really shouldn't. It should be the most badass storyline, because like you said, you're getting resurrected, like, you can't die.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, you're an invincible warrior. Like, in every battle, you're the foot soldier, you're the sniper, you're the air support, you're everything.
Yeah. Like,
And all that you do is run around on a little box fucking map, killing other people exactly like you. That's what the
Yeah.
game boils down to in the end, every time.
like, I just they could have done a really good job, and I really hope that they look at that for Destiny 2, and they take it like,
Yeah.
hey, this is an
Well-
immortal warrior. He should be the most furious, badass thing out there. Like, you look at him and you run, but then you get sniped.
I mean, they did do. Then you get Trials the Gun.
yeah. You were saying
What was I
something?
gonna say? I was gonna say something and I completely blanked on it. Oh, with the Taken King and Rise of Iron, they did do a much better job with the story. I'll say that.
Kind of.
The
It
Taken
was
King
short.
story was amazing going through it the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and the Rise of Iron story actually wasn't, but it looked pretty.
Yeah, it definitely
I mean,
did.
isn't that what all Guardians want? Just a little bit of eye
Dazzle.
candy,
A little bit of dazzle. They gotta look pretty while they're taking
little
down the fallen.
razzmatazz.
Okay, well, I think that's all we had to talk about for social spaces.
Yeah, that actually went on a lot longer than
yeah.
the subclass one. I wasn't expecting that.
So our next topic is weapons. So
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be a big variety of weapons. We have lots in Destiny 1. Going into Destiny 2, to start it off, what do you think is going to be the best weapons to use? Because now we can use 2 primaries, right? So we can have like double hand
Right.
cannon, we can have like hand cannon scout, assault rifle scout. What do you think is going to be the best combination, and what's going to be your combination?
Bravo.
Okay, my combination is going to vary between double hand cannons, because why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
And a hand cannon and scout rifle.
Okay.
Because I've always loved scout rifles, but I've never wanted to give them the time of day because I'm restricted to a hand cannon or a scout rifle.
And a
Hand cannon's
cannon
going to win
is
out
just-
every single time. But in Destiny 2, I'm going to get the option to use both. So I'm going to a
Yeah.
lot.
That'll be
But then
the
I might
trials.
find out that I hate scout rifles and just run around with double hand cannons all the time.
Yeah, because we don't know if scout rifles are going to be any good in Destiny 2.
You know? What we don't know if hand cannons are. I mean, look, okay. I don't want to be the one to say this, but someone has to. Hand cannons might be reverted back to how they were at the beginning of the Taken King.
Ew.
Just unusable clumps of metal that just kind of hang out and don't do a whole lot.
I really hope they don't.
Like, hand
'cause-
cannons went through their awkward teenage phase in the Taken King,
With
where
all
all
the
they
acne.
did was sit in their room and masturbate.
Okay,
That's what
yeah.
hand cannons did, and they were next to useless.
Sit in their room and masturbate all day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, well.
so looking at it, like, because we've had this meta, we've had lots of metas actually, and hand cannons have been a part of a lot of them. So I don't think you'd be that wrong to say that maybe they're gonna go back to their teenage days.
I mean, okay. I'm optimistic. I mean, I'm not wholly optimistic. I'm a little bit worried, but I'm trying to be optimistic that
Guardian down.
the weapons are going to be well balanced, because they are now. People don't like to admit it, but primaries are in a very good place right now. It's secondaries that are a bit screwed.
Yeah, the secondaries are a little bit uneven, other than sidearms.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
Um,
even sidearms. You know, like you know, you can have the best rolled in Preacher 7 or whatever it's called, and if someone runs at you with a half decent wormwood, they're gonna win.
Yeah, no matter what.
Whereas with primaries, it's like I feel like I can win against a palindrome
If
with you know
if you
a
play it
hero formula, a
properly.
Call of Advance's duty, a Mida, anything I want to use, I can play against it. You just need to know how to play with the weapon. Yeah, like you were saying. You know, you can't be trying to take auto rifles into scout rifle battles at that sort of distance. You
Well-
need to use your mobility as a character. Well,
They do have a
Alright,
lot of range.
some of them you can, but you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
You know, like you should be able to comfortably take an auto rifle in against a palindrome and it should be down to whichever player is the better shot.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on that, which is one
Whereas
thing that
right
Destiny it lacks.
Auto rifles are good, but you can't just take them in anywhere.
No.
And you definitely can't beat out a palindrome with like a shadow price. That's not happening.
Oh god, no, it's a shadow price. You gotta use the Continental, man.
But the shadow price used to be good.
Yeah, back in the day.
I think that's another thing that we need to be wary of is the archetypes.
Mm-hmm. Well, because now we have fixed roles, right? So
Yeah.
it's not going to come down to, oh, I got to god roll this. It's no, I got the best architect.
Mm.
Where is
Well,
this guy?
that's something I'm worried about, is the fixed roles, because like if it's, you know, like let's assume that the archetypes are going to be the same as they are now, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't imagine they will change, so that's probably a safe bet.
I don't know.
But as
how
of
I
right now,
don't
I can take an exiled student in against a palindrome or an AS Luna archetype. I'm going to lose every time
Mm-hmm.
because of the archetype, not because of the roles.
Yeah,
And so that worries me a little bit. Like, what if the best archetype has fixed terrible roles, and the worst archetype has god roles, making them both unusable?
That would be pretty interesting, actually. Because it would really balance out like what you're gonna use. Like if you have, for example, what's a bad hand cannon? Ill Will. With rifled, we'll say Mulligan and
Rangefinder, rifled, and
Luck.
reactive reload. I have that role. It's
That's-
a good
no.
role.
You want luck when it comes to Ill Will because you can 2-tap with it if you got luck.
I mean,
Actually,
you can 2-tap with reactive
yeah.
reload.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can do it with reactive reload too.
Or outlaw rifled reactive reload.
That'd be a nice roll. Cool. You could definitely melt with that. But back on our topic.
Sorry, we were talking about bad hand cannons, and all of a sudden we started talking about how good the bad hand cannons can be. That's counterproductive.
Yeah, that's going against our
Towards
topic.
that future.
No, so say we take a god rolled Ill Will, and then we take a shitty rolled Ias Luna. Well, now you got a battle. Now you've got like an interesting thing, because yes, you can 2-tap with the Ill Will, but the fire rate is just, I got smashed.
Abysmal.
It's terrible. So the Ias Luna can still
Yeah.
compete with it, even though the Ill Will should win.
Mm.
So if that's how they do it in Destiny 2, it's going to be interesting gun battles.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to get. Oh god, hold on.
Cough, cough. He's coughing.
Sorry about that. There was a fly in my throat.
Oh,
Mid sentence, it was just like. Whoop.
they wanted to be a part of the
Jesus.
podcast. They wanted to
Yeah.
join.
All right, guys. Brand new mascot. We're calling him Fly Freddy.
Fly Freddy.
His first name is Fly, and all the ladies say he's pretty fly for a white fly.
For a white fly. Oh, he's a albino fly.
So he's on the podcast now. I'll get his opinion and relay it to you.
Awesome.
Yep.
I don't think I want to know it though. But yeah, so if they do it that way, it's definitely going to be interesting. I don't know if I'll like it.
Yeah.
But we can't really judge yet because the beta's not out till tomorrow. We don't have any of our own
we
data.
haven't played it.
Yeah, right now we're just going off speculation, right?
Oh, I tell you what, the next 48 hours are going to be filled with data collection. I'm
Yes.
gonna have data coming out of my ears.
I'm going to definitely be in love with it. Even if it's
Oh, I already
exactly,
am. I haven't even played it, and I'm already in love with the game.
even if Destiny 2 is exactly like Destiny 1, I'm gonna be in love with it because it's not Destiny 1.
Because it's fresh. It's the same thing, but it's newer.
Yeah.
And in the
It's-
immortal words of Barney Stinson, new is always better.
Interesting. You have some awesome quotes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, so and now let's take a look at the power weapons for a second. So we
Okay.
have, you know, obviously our snipers, our shotguns. They're now gone down into the power weapons.
I'm
We
sorry, hold on
have
1 second. Let me just can you hear that in the background?
nope.
Okay, good. Sorry, it's just there's some really loud music being played by my obnoxious neighbors, and I want to make
Oh.
sure that it's not being picked up.
No, no, it's not being picked up.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, so now we have the snipers, the shotguns. We've gotten rid of the fusion rifles and gone with the I can't remember the name of them.
I'm gonna miss using rifles,
Well, we have a new fusion rifle. It's like the sleeper simulant, right?
but I'm gonna miss them.
Yeah. I never used them. I never liked them.
Oh, there is. Sorry, go on. There is one thing that I want to make sure we cover before we move on from this topic, but
That's fine.
we'll finish this first.
But yeah, so we have those. What are your opinions on it? Moving the your specials to your power. Like, do you think it was a good idea?
I think it's interesting putting, you know, sniper rifles and rocket launchers on an even playing field, because that's what they've done. And in terms of PvP, I mean, I'm always going to use a sniper over a rocket launcher. Rocket launchers, yeah, I can get more kills, blah blah blah, but I like to shoot people in their big dumb heads with sniper rifles.
Yeah, I
So,
want to get a
let's do
one-shot
that.
kill. Like, I like getting one-shot kills, right?
Well, because that's the thing. Like, it always feels great whenever you get that headshot, and it's like a really crispy shot from a, you know, a crazy distance. It's a clutch moment, and it's like if I was using any other weapon, I would have
would've
lost
got-
that.
Yeah. I definitely feel where you're coming from.
But I feel like in PvE, I think it changes things. That it makes me feel like maybe
PvE
sniper rifles and rocket launchers are actually going to be the same. Like, you get a crit with a sniper, you're going to do the same amount as if you were to do, you know, hit a big bunch with a rocket launcher.
Well, I'm looking forward to using the grenade launchers. Those
Yeah, that
look
is
fun.
also a thing.
Those look
'Cause again,
different.
I've played a lot of Titanfall, and there are some grenade launchers in there that I was running around using in PvP, and they're a little harder to hit with.
Yep.
But when you get the kills, it is so satisfying.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about them taking their LMGs? Because we've seen a couple of new weapons, right? So
Yeah.
we have the linear fusion rifles, that's what it's called, and the grenade launcher, and the SMGs. So like,
Yeah.
are you? I don't know if you use an LMG. I use an LMG, so I'm a little
I
on
use
the edge about it.
swords.
Okay, okay. You'll definitely keep using swords then, probably.
Oh, well, no, again, sniper, like, sniper, sword, ah.
True, true.
How can I possibly, that's like choosing my favorite child, or my favorite chicken.
Your favorite chicken, which hopefully you don't have to do in Destiny 2. You can just love them all.
I'm gonna love them all equally, and I'm gonna name them, and then someone else is gonna name them. I'm gonna murder that person in the Crucible.
So what was your topic you wanted to talk about there?
The weapon manufacturers.
Okay.
Because obviously, as of right now, we have Haka, we have Omolon, we have Syros.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. Wait, that is it, right? Or is there one more that I'm forgetting about?
Nope, that's it.
Whatever, doesn't matter. And they each have weapons that they do or don't have. For example, Omolon currently don't have any shotguns, nor do they have any auto rifles.
They have auto rifles.
Whereas in Destiny 2, not in Destiny 1.
Nope, no they don't. My bad.
Whereas in Destiny 2, we've
Wait, yes,
already
they did.
seen.
They have the exotic.
No, they don't.
They
Oh,
have
hard light doesn't
light.
count.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't count. No. That's an exotic. That's different. Rules change for exotics.
Yeah, I guess.
It's the exception that makes the rule, Dirk. Remember that.
I guess Suros regime isn't a Suros.
Alpha team.
I mean, alright, that is because it's right there in the name. But I don't
Yeah.
actually think that the hard light says Omolon anywhere on it. It's just the design that looks similar.
Yeah, it might not. But you can keep going on. Sorry.
Anyway, there are now Omolon auto rifles in Destiny 2. We've seen
Yeah.
a bunch of them. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's good that the manufacturers are making a comeback and they're branching out. You know, Zavala called him up and was like, "Hey, Omolon director, listen, here's the thing. Our tower kind of got destroyed. Don't worry, we're still flush. We'll still pay you. But we're gonna need some new and improved weapons." And Omolon was like, "Yeah, no worries, bruh. I got you back." And they've made all the different things, and it makes me think that maybe there's going to be new manufacturers that we run into, and you know, the old manufacturers which we currently have. Like maybe there's going to be like a Suro sniper rifle.
Okay. Well, there was like
Stuff like that.
I don't know if you saw, but we have the old vendor, or not vendor, the old gunsmith weapons back.
You're in the lead.
Like literally the ones from this game, but they're all rusted up and they're dirty and things like that. Like you can see a Suros PDX and you can see like the other guns like that, which kind of makes me wonder, is it maybe a mission? Do we go back to the tower to salvage stuff, or did
I'm not gonna lie, I'm
the
worried about
gunsmith do it?
Banshee
Yeah.
because he's crazy.
He cray.
He's straight up crazy. Well, I mean, he is. Like, I don't know if you... I mean, you probably know this, but some people that watch this might not. The number next to an Exo's name represents how many times they've had their memory wiped. So Banshee 44 has had his memory wiped 44 times. Which is why every time you go to see him, he'll say things like, I'll remember you next time, or you're a hunter, right? Things like that. Whereas Lakshmi 2 is very, she's very aware of her faculties. She knows exactly what's going on. She's, you know, she's good to go. Same with Cade 6. Not very high number, so they know what's going on.
Okay, you know what? I feel like they should have explained that in the Destiny story a bit better, because that's
Oh
actually
yeah, for sure.
that's actually a
It's-
really interesting and pretty important thing, actually.
And I mean, and then there's like the sweeper bots, which don't actually have names, but I mean, maybe they've had the memory, maybe they've seen some shit.
Maybe they used to be Guardians.
Like, you remember that one sweeper bot that lost his broom and went fucking crazy? What if that happened before?
Who knows? Maybe that's why they survived the Cabal, because they're actually sleeper Guardians.
They knew what was going on.
Yeah. They're the sleeper agents.
Oh shit! What if that's
what?
how the Cabal knew to find us? The double agents.
The double agents.
The
sweepers.
sweeper bots have been betraying us.
They're the cause. They're the reason behind it all.
Wait a minute. So would you say that they're sweeper agents?
Oh. Oh,
Or are
that's
they
a good
sleeper
one.
bots?
Sweeper agents. Well, talking about weapons.
That just sounded like Mike Tyson trying to be like, nah, this motherfucker's against me. He's working against me. He's a sweeper bot. He's a sweeper agent.
Oh god.
Damn it, Mike Tyson.
It's all your fault, Mike Tyson. So,
They want us to pick Mike Tyson.
your mic's going a little crazy there.
Oh dear.
I think it's good now. Oh, maybe. Still with us?
Hopefully.
There we go. Okay, so talking about weapons, it actually helps us move into our next topic, which is not only weapons, but armor exotics as well. So looking at the beginning of Destiny 1 to Rise of Iron, we've really seen a change in the exotics, on how they look, how they act and perform and things like that.
Yep.
How do you feel the armor exotics are going to be like? Do you feel like they're going to go back to how they were in Destiny 1? Pretty powerful, but not too cool? Or do you think they're going to be not as powerful, but like sick looking?
Well, because I mean, that's the thing, is you can look at the exotics from each of Destiny's various kind of chapters, I guess, and there's a definite difference. Like, the ones from the base game, the vanilla game, are pretty powerful. Well, very powerful, in fact.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, they're powerful.
But they don't see too much use anymore.
Okay.
Whereas the ones from House of Wolves, for example, mostly useless, other than like the Bones of Ao.
Yeah, I was going to say, we still have the bones, which is still one of the top used exotics for hunter.
I mean, for good reason. Bones are
Yeah.
amazing. I'm gonna miss my bones unless they come back. Hint,
Which-
hint, nudge, nudge. Bungie put them in the game.
Honestly, we might see a return of some stuff. Like, if we were to see a return of exotics, which exotics would you want to see other than bones?
In terms of armor or weapons or both.
Both.
Okay. Armor. Like I said, bones. I love the bones.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I can't think of any. Twilight Garrison.
Okay.
Pretty much the mobility ones would be nice. Having some mobility exotics, like the Ophidian aspect for
Those are
the
nice.
Warlock.
Yeah.
And then like the double trip mine gauntlets, just because they look really cool.
Okay. The ones I'm wearing.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
I haven't looked at you.
Ouch. That hurts. You know,
Sorry,
I check
bud.
you
But
out every
then,
time we land.
In terms of weapons, I mean, I'd like to see the return of the No Land Beyond, but that's just not happening,
That's not happening, yeah. Unfortunately.
which makes me sad. Maybe like Sleeper Simulant could be good because it already acts how the power weapons are gonna act. So it'd be
Yeah.
nice to see it again. Or maybe like if it looks similar but it's different because we're gonna go to a different war mine to get it. Because obviously we've got the Sleeper Sim from Rasputin, who kind of have a love-hate relationship with.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if we got something that was like it, was like maybe more like the Pocket Infinity, where it doesn't do as much damage, but it has like 3 pulses.
Okay.
And it comes from a different war mind, and you know it's similar in a lot of ways, but different in a lot of ways. It'd just be cool to have that kind of little bit of a throwback, but
Okay.
still change it up so it's fresh.
So it's not just a revamped gun, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, one that
so
you
that's the biggest
missed,
problem with a lot of games like that.
one you missed that I think would
It's
do
like-
really well is Last Word.
Gains the lead.
If we were to see the return of the Last Word,
I would be happy to see the return of the Hawkmoon.
Hawkmoon would be nice, yeah, with like a little bit of different designs, maybe like a rusted look because you know we just went through
Final push
the Cabal.
victory is yours.
We just went through hell, yeah.
Yeah. And it made it through that battle, right? So that'd be interesting.
sure.
What do you think of weapon ornaments? You think they're gonna make a return?
I hope so. I've always
Yeah.
liked ornaments. Like anything that can change me aesthetically just a little bit, I like. Like
Okay.
weapon and armor ornaments, and then you've got like the what were they called? The little glowy things.
But there will be
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, what's it called?
Yeah. Yeah. See how irrelevant they are?
Yeah. I'm wearing them right now.
Good, maybe tell me what the hell they're called.
If my menu would open up. Can't wait for that in Destiny 2. Are you talking about the chroma?
Chroma! Thank you!
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I really like chromas and ornaments and things, just because like
Gives you an extra touch.
for every
right?
class there's that one piece of armor that looks so badass that every single person wants it.
Mhm.
So being able to just change a little bit, like putting a red glow or a green glow on it, it just like it makes it feel more personalized to me. I'm not just another Titan clone running around with fur on my neck because it looks cool.
Makes sense, yeah.
So I like being able to personalize it a little bit. I don't see a reason they wouldn't add that back in, because it doesn't hurt in any way. It can only help.
That's true, yeah, actually, and it'll give you kind of a better design. The thing is, I don't know if they're gonna keep going for the glowy stuff, right? They're not gonna go for the shiny stuff, because, well, that's not who we are anymore. We're not these rich...
Right? No, that's fine. But just something that makes me lets me customize the way I look.
Yeah. See, I feel like I kind of hope we're gonna have two different styles, I'll take either one. Kind of a rusted, old-looking kind of style, or a new, shiny. We're back. We're gonna come
I
back. We're
feel
gonna win
like
this.
there might be both. Like throughout the ranks of the green and blue armor, it's
Mhm.
all gonna be kind of old, beaten up, rusty. You know, like definitely worn.
Like you're collecting armor
But we
again,
need
yeah.
to use it because we need to, you know, rise
'Cause
through
we
the
have
ranks and
nothing.
get better, get to a point. But then with the legendary and exotic gear, I think it'd be really good if it took on the look of the new areas that we're going to be going to, you know, like IO and all those places.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, well, there's got to be various types of wildlife and new enemies and stuff. It'd be great if the stuff we got reflected them in some way.
Well, that's the thing. Having chickens in the game. I know we're talking about exotics, but I kind of hope that it leads into having wildlife, animals, like walking around, and all of a sudden in the European zone, I get attacked by a bear or a wolf, and then behind that wolf is a group of fallen. Like,
Lost the lead.
I feel like that'd be a really good
Right.
thing to put in there since they already have chickens now. They have the wildlife.
See, okay, here's something that I think would be amazing, because this happened in Titanfall. I'm going to reference Titanfall a lot. I've been
That's
playing
fine.
it recently. I love the game. But there's something that happens. There's an area, well, no, there's a part of the story where you're a soldier and you're weak, and there are these animals trying to attack you, and then your Titan saves you, and it's such a heartfelt moment. But I think it'd be good if it was like the opposite. Like there's a cutscene where we fall into like a fallen ambush, and then, like you said, just like a big fucking grizzly bear just rips through like 20 of them, and then we have to fight the bear instead of them.
That'd be
Stuff like that. Like
yeah.
it could open up a whole lot of doorways for interesting, well, storytelling, just pretty things to look at, you know?
Yeah. No, it would definitely add a lot more to the game. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't think that they realize how much adding a wildlife system would actually do.
Well, 'cause I mean, think about it this way: like you're just walking around patrol. Like, all right, I know for a fact the group of fallen are going to spawn here. I know for a fact there's going to be hive in this cave over here. What the hell is that bear doing over there? Why is this wolf ripping into my leg? How did a tiger get to the middle of Russia? Like,
Yeah. Well,
it'd be amazing just to have that sort of stuff. Like, it just opens up a lot of pathways that I
One
don't think
thing-
Bungie have even thought about looking into.
exactly. But one thing it would really do for the game is, it could add a hunting system. Like, for you to get a cloak for your hunter or a mark for your Titan,
Ooh.
you'd actually have to go out.
Yeah, I
Hunt
know
the thing.
exactly where you're going with this.
Like, that would really add more to
Like,
patrol. It would
You have
bring.
to kill like 15 bears and bring their hides back to Banshee, and then he'll make you a Titan mark.
Exactly, and
Like,
it'll
that
be
sort
like
of
a
thing
good
would
one.
be unreal.
I just feel with that, it would give people a reason to go into patrol. Because once you've beaten the game, there's no real reason to go into patrol.
Oh no, for sure. I go to patrol every now and then. Like, if I'm doing strikes and I need like 20 Vanguard rep to level up, I'll say fuck it and just go do, you know, like a patrol mission, and that's it, I'm done. I don't ever go there just because it's fun,
God no.
because it isn't fun.
It's really not. It's very dull. There's not a lot to do in it.
Well, there's nothing to do at all. It's not that there's not a lot, it's zero.
Yeah, like there's. Yeah, okay, we have public events. Whoopee. It's kind of, you know, year 3.
But they're
Everybody's
so
got
monotonous and
legendaries.
easy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when a war stat drops, everyone's like, okay, so we focus on the enemies before they come here, because they drop on these ships fucking way over there. I can handle all those enemies before they even get close. And then, like, the tank, you know, when the fallen tanks drop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, that's great, but I know how to kill them. There's nothing new there. It's just doing what you would do in missions and strikes, but more boring.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's why I was always thinking, like, they're clearly not going to do it, or else they would have showed it. They would have shown that they have animals now. They would have shown that there's like a hunting system. They clearly
Well,
don't
I mean,
have
they
that.
did with Rise of Iron. Like they showed off all the wolves and stuff, and then they just sat there at the temple, and that was it.
Yeah. Ugh, my aim is so bad. I don't know. Like, they could have done a lot with it. I hope it's good,
Heavy ammo on the way.
but they could have done more.
Oh, I mean, they can always do more. That's the
Yeah.
great thing about games and being players is we can look at their product, which they've been working super hard on, and we can look at it objectively and say it's missing blank. It would have been better with blank, you know.
Hmm.
But that's not to say that we hate the game. We definitely don't. I'm
No.
so excited for Destiny 2. It's unreal. I just want it to be the best it can possibly be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to see the most content, something that's gonna keep me busy for another 3 years.
I want to see the most chickens that have ever been seen in a game.
ever.
Dirk, I'm really hooked up on these chickens, dude.
I know.
I need chickens.
Just think, you get to see them on Saturday.
You're in the lead.
Ugh. Forgot
For
about
an
that.
hour.
I don't even get to see my chickies tomorrow.
Nope,
The lead.
not till Saturday. You can hang out with them
For
for an
1
hour.
hour. Oh my god. I
It's
feel
like
like
you're
I'm
on,
I feel like
you're
I'm
on
a
parole.
dad. Me and my wife broke up, and we were like, all right, you get to see him once a week.
Your chicken wife.
And I'm like, little chickie. Yeah, no, hold on. We're not going down that road.
Yeah, we're going down that
This is my
road.
first episode on the podcast. I don't want
But,
people thinking I'm into chickens in that way.
Well, they might already think it.
That's true, they might.
Maybe I tagged you in it saying, new co-host, chicken lover.
Wow. I don't know why you would do that.
I
But,
don't know.
you know what? If you did, great prank, bro.
Ugh. Okay, so back to exotics real quick, because I kind of took us away there with the animals and things like that.
Yeah, that's gonna happen a lot, though.
Yeah.
There's no way around it in a podcast. Like, we can have
No.
all the structure in the world, but if we get caught on something we really want to talk about,
We're gonna
you're
talk
not gonna
about
be able to stop me.
But yeah, with the exotics, we saw some gameplay of the new auto rifle exotic. Well, it's rumored
Right.
to be exotic. We don't actually know. What are your opinions on it?
Remaining.
I mean, here's a problem with a lot of the weapons and stuff is,
You're in the lead.
I mean, they are exactly what they say on the tin. Like, it's an exotic auto rifle, so it's orange, and it shoots quickly, a lot of bullets. There's not really a whole lot of interpretation. It's how it feels to actually play with that defines someone's opinion of it. Like, I looked at the Outbreak Prime and I thought, I'm really not that bothered by it. I
Yeah.
played with it and I was like, yep, definitely not bothered by it. Whereas the AS Luna, which isn't even special in any way really, I saw it and I was like, okay, that looks just like the Hawk Moon. I love the Hawk Moon. I'll take that so I can free up my exotic slot. And I used it and it very quickly became my favorite hand cannon because of how it felt, not because
Yeah.
of its stats on a board. I think that's the biggest thing with, like, we can look at exotics all day long and say, yeah, that sounds like it's going to be amazing.
Yep.
But a lot of stuff sounds great on paper that ends up being shit.
Okay, yeah. Well, because that's the thing is, like, that new exotic didn't, if it's exotic, that is, it did not look powerful. It,
Right.
it looked like it was more of a support weapon
Targets eliminated.
than anything. But then you had the sweet memories,
Nice work.
which I don't know if you've seen gameplay on that, but it is a melting machine.
I have no idea what it is. Can you please inform
It's-
me?
The Gatling gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the, you know, the, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? The outside view shots. You know, where like people are looking at someone else using the gun.
Yeah. Well, there was actually
I've seen
some.
that sort of thing, but I've not actually seen any gameplay of it.
Speaking of Ice Lunas, sorry.
Dude. Don't.
Okay, so, but no, there was gameplay shown, and it looks like kind of like the Suros, where you kind of want to get it firing before you start shooting at your enemies. You want to get it
Right.
spinning up and ready to go, and then it just tears through them.
Interestingly enough, there's actually a gun just like that in Titanfall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called a Devotion, and it's a heavy machine gun. But I mean, it's Titanfall, so everything's a primary.
Yeah.
And basically, it has quite a big mag, and the first kind of 10 bullets come out quite slowly, but after that, it just tears people away.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of guns like that in Borderlands as well. Like once they spin up, they shred. But the first kind of portion of the mag is kind of wasted because of it.
Doesn't do much, yeah. Actually, it looked like it was working really well with the Titan because of that Titan's shield now that it has. Because you can just sit there,
Right.
fire on the shield, then pop out and melt somebody, go back, pop out. It looks
Yeah.
pretty tactical and things like that. And I think we also saw a hand cannon that was exotic. Back at E3.
So I think, hold on, just to clarify for the people, both of our favorite class of weapon is hand cannon, right?
Yes.
Bravo team.
That goes without saying.
Yes.
Okay. I was just making sure because it means that you'll be just as excited about hand cannon news as me.
Oh yeah, I love hand cannons. Hand cannons and auto rifles are my two favorite thing. But maybe
Same.
maybe the SMGs
Well-
will take over.
Yeah, that's it's definitely going to for me. SMGs, like in games, well, like Borderlands. Okay, guys, I play a lot of Borderlands, right? Like anyone that's watching on Dirk's channel after the fact, if you do ever decide to look me up on Twitch, you'll probably see a lot of Borderlands. Up until Destiny came along, that was my go-to game. And so there are going to be a lot of references because they're similar in a lot of ways. But anyway,
They
in
really are.
Borderlands, there's two types of machine guns. There's the assault rifles, and then there's the SMGs.
Mm-hmm.
And SMGs have always been my favorite. Well, second favorite after pistols. But only very specific pistols do I like, which are called Jacobs pistols, which are revolvers.
Yeah, they're
Obviously,
good.
you know this, you played a little bit. I like the revolver type pistols, but they don't really exist in this game. It's just every hand cannon pretty much acts the same way.
Shoulder charge.
Which is actually what drew me to the last word initially. Was like, that is a fanfire. I like that. Little did I know it did not act exactly as Jacob's guns did in Borderlands, so I was sad. But
Yeah.
I feel like I keep forgetting that SMGs have been added to Destiny 2. That's probably not what I'm gonna run. Is hand cannon and SMG.
Well, it all depends on how, because so far they look very.
No, hand cannon and SMG.
Oh, okay.
No question.
Well, for me, because they look very.
Hand cannon and SMG.
They
Sorry,
look
go
very unstable. They have a lot of recoil.
Right, yeah.
Which is what an SMG is, so it doesn't really matter. But no, I definitely see where you're coming from. Where a hand cannon SMG, you got that mid range and you got that
SMG.
close and personal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just switched from a Lord Hyfixer to IS Luna and it is not going well. But yeah,
You know
so
what?
with
I'm gonna do the opposite switch.
oh, there you go.
How about that?
With the new exotic hand cannon, it's been said that it like fires shots of the sun and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. It fires
So like
sun
Golden
energy.
Gun, the weapon.
Yeah. It's
I'm into
actually
that.
like it's pretty cool. It looks very exotic. It looks very different. It's not
Right.
something that you're gonna see on every weapon. And
Yeah.
it looked decently powerful. It was, a 3-tap, sometimes a 4-tap, which is nice because right now you shouldn't have 2-tap hand cannons. That just shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, no, it definitely shouldn't be.
I still think
Because
3.
it's just unfair.
Yeah.
Because the first shot is always just going to be whoever can shoot first.
Yep.
And then the second shot, well, the game at the moment is just dictated by who can get the shot first.
Or who
Which
throws the
unfortunately
first
has
grenade.
very little... Yeah. Which
Yeah.
unfortunately has very little to do with player skill. So it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Right now, it's just a
But-
lot of grenades and who shoots first.
Right, but it's
I feel-
shaping up that Destiny 2, even if someone else gets the first hit, you can retaliate and still win.
It's more gun
is amazing.
skill, like,
I love that.
which, yeah, it's. I'm super pumped for that, and I got lightning naded. I'm
The
I'm
point
so
I'm
glad
trying
to
to make
get out
is
of
that
these
I just
grenades.
want to play the fucking game.
I know, man. We have 23 hours.
What, like, yeah. Oh god.
22 and a half hours. I can't wait,
yeah,
dude.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be amazing.
It's definitely gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
can't wait to, like, even for the PvE. I'm not a big PvE guy. I can't wait to do a strike or the first mission.
I am looking
or-
forward to doing the very first mission. Okay, Dirk, I need you to promise me something. Have you watched footage on the first mission?
Yes.
Never mind.
Heavy ammo
Oh.
inbound.
Why?
I know nothing about the first mission or the strike.
It
I haven't done
is-
anything.
The strike is mediocre. It's basically just a strike, but the boss battle is really cool.
Right.
The first mission, it's very
That's
unique.
why I've been. That's why I've been staying completely
Yeah.
blind on it. I want to go in, play it for the first time, totally blind, and I would like to possibly, in the nicest way possible, finish the mission with an erection.
Well, you might, because it's very visually appealing. Objects
Cool.
can actually
It's got all the right curves in all the right places. Sure,
yeah,
sure.
objects can actually land on you and kill you, and like it's
Oh, that's amazing.
like when the enemy spawns in, it spawns in like a giant ball flying from the sky, and if
Okay,
it hits
so-
you, you're dead.
Here's what I'm gonna do then tomorrow is I'm gonna play the first mission on my own, and then me and you are gonna squad up and do the 24-hour.
Wow, that sounds good.
That's how tomorrow's gonna work.
That
And
sounds
during
good.
that 24 hours, we're gonna do everything we can, and then play every character during that 24 hours.
Yeah.
We're gonna do everything all at once.
That's what I plan on doing.
The next 4 days of the beta are gonna be so boring because we've done everything already. That's what I'm aiming for.
I'm gonna play a lot of PvP.
Oh yeah, so much PvP.
Oh yeah,
Hank and SMG, I'm telling you.
so much PvP. That's it for what we have down here. Does your chat have any questions?
No, nobody asked anything. There was just some very rude comments when you disappeared.
Oh, interesting. I had to fix the internet.
No, but here's the thing: they weren't directed at you; they were directed at me because
Oh.
I was weird for talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
More friendlies
So-
on the field. The best
Screw them. We got plenty of other people. Actually, we don't. Please,
It was my mod.
please stay back. Oh,
She was my mod. She just doesn't like me very much.
well, that's harsh. I'm sorry, Stallion.
But
Just
it's
think.
okay. It's okay. I forgive her. It's fine.
That's good. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's about it for us, guys. If you have any questions after watching this, leave them in the
hold on,
comments.
hold on, Duck. You know what? You did the intro. Let me take the outro.
Okay,
Okay.
you
Guys,
got this.
thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions for any future episodes, please feel free to leave them in the comments of Dirk's video, _Dirk on YouTube, or you can direct message me on Twitch, Sir Stallion, just like my gamer tag, but drop the underscore and the 3 eyes. And that about wraps it up from us. So Dirk, say your final goodbye.
Alright, guys, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. And if you like it, make sure to drop a like and a subscription.
Make sure to put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it. If you like it, you better put a ring on it. Alright, guys, that's it from us. Have a good one.